What's crack-lackin'? It's your boy Brush Mode, just in case you did not know. So, back again for NFL draft grades. We're doing the NFC South. So, go ahead, let me know what you think in the comment section below how your team did. But first and foremost, again, I want to just thank everybody that took some time to come out and join me for that watch party for the NFL draft. It was long, it was grueling, but it was a hell of a time, and I just couldn't appreciate the community I have on YouTube enough. I just want to thank y'all first and foremost for that. And go ahead, become a bro and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. It really helps the content out, so go ahead and do that. Orange Cassidy, thumbs up. If you're a wrestling fan, you get that. But we're gonna be talking about the NFC South, and first and foremost, let's go through, I feel like I'm saying first and foremost a lot. Let's go through how the grading works if this is the first video you're viewing. It goes A+ to F as far as the grading. C+ is just a very average draft. They did some good, they did some bad. It was just so-so. It was a so-so draft. It was a hot cold draft. It was okay. So if a team gets a C+ or a C, it's not the end of the world. They had an average draft, you know. D's teams that just had like subpar drafts. Like, they reached on a lot of guys and just it wasn't great. F, honestly, it'd be hard for me personally to give out an F to a team. You'd have to really throw your draft if you got an F. No team got an F, so don't worry. B's, obviously, you know, above average draft, maybe a very safe draft, or teams that just did really good. They did the right things and with most of their picks. And then A's are above and beyond phenomenal. They got value when value was present. I only have 3 teams that got A+ grades. 9 teams altogether got A grades. So yeah, it was a very good draft. So most of the teams in here probably got B, like somewhere like B+, B-. But let's go ahead. Let's dive into this sucker. We're talking about the Carolina Panthers first, and they were actually, fun fact, they were the first team in NFL draft history to only draft one side of the ball. Wow, right? And that's why I have a B here for them, because I really wish they did address offense at some point, but it's all good. I wasn't in love with the Derrick Brown pick just because if you're familiar with the channel, you know how I feel about Derrick Brown as far as I don't think he tips the needle much for a defense. He'll be a fabulous run defender, but I don't think he affects much of the pass game, and we're in a pass-happy NFL, so that's why I'm not too high on the Derrick Brown pick. They went ahead, got Gross-Matos in the second, where I really was kind of thinking they may go Christian Fulton or one of the better corners on the board, but instead they got a guy who's probably a project right now on the other side, but huge athletic upside. That's the thing about him. Like, maybe in 2 or 3 years, he can be really, really good, especially on opposite of Brian Burns. So I like them addressing the defensive line in that aspect, which they do later on again, which really makes their defensive line look real scary. Jeremy Chin, I'm kind of interested how they're going to use him. Will he be a linebacker? Will he be safety? I don't really know, but they traded up for him, so they have plans in place for him. Troy Pride Jr. was excellent value in the 4th round, so they ended up getting that corner that they really needed with Dante Jackson. So I really liked that. Kenny Robinson, absolute steal in the 5th. Guy who at the beginning of the year had a 1st round grade for a lot of people, 1st or 2nd round grade, before he decided to enter the transfer portal and then ultimately go into the XFL. So the guy, he's a ball hawk, he's a playmaker in the secondary. So a guy that I think honestly is probably an upgrade of a guy they already brought in Burris. So I love the idea of Robinson and Trey Boston back there. Braveron Roy, a guy that I kind of alluded to earlier when I was talking about they kind of completed the defensive front, because Braveron Roy, he is a zero tech. And he provides a little more athleticism than you think, not necessarily laterally, but a guy that can push the pocket. So a future defensive line of Derrick Brown, Gross-Matos, Braveron Roy, and Brian Burns is scary. So I like that pick a lot. I had a 4th round grade on him, great value. Stanley Thomas Oliver was kind of a whatever pick for me. I had him in this 7th round area, so it makes sense overall. Not addressing the offense was a big concern for me, but they did some things I liked with the defense, so they get a B. Good job for the Panthers. Talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I gave them a B as well. Don't get me wrong, I love the Tristan Wirfs move. I don't know why they trade up for him, but were they afraid some other team was going to trade up for him? They literally traded one pick up, so gave away their 4th rounder in the process, so it kind of tainted that for me. Not too much. I still gave the move of like the draft and a B+. Just didn't like the trade. Antoine Winfield, great pickup. If he can stay healthy, he could really help this secondary just go to the next level. They were already trending up, and from here on out, I mean, I just love it. Keyshawn Vaughn, I love the prospect. I don't love the value. 3rd round, I had a 5th round grade on him, but he immediately comes in and can compete with Ronald Jones. Keyshawn Vaughn is a guy that's very good at taking contact. He played for a very bad offense there at Vandy, but very good all-around player. I like Keyshawn Vaughn. And then here's the value. Freaking Tyler Johnson. Oh my gosh, dude. I loved this pick. Very great value. He is a Tom Brady receiver. The guy fell because there were questions about his speed. Teams didn't like his hands. Apparently, there were character concerns. But, like, Tyler Johnson is a football player. He was among the top 10 in yards per route in college football. The guy's excellent. The guy's good. He can play on the outside. He can play in the slot. So he just gives Tom Brady another weapon to play with. Khalil Davis in the 6th round, pretty good. Gives them a little bit more on the defensive line that they probably need with JPP up there in years, but he's on a 2-year contract. Nadamri Sue is on a 1-year deal, so it could use to get some more depth. There's some guys that can develop. Russell, got 7th round value, sounds about right. Raymond Calais was a guy at the 6th round. I really like him, lightning fast. I don't know if he'll offer too much in the pass game, but I really like this draft for the most part. I think they hit a lot of what they needed to. Maybe they reached on Keyshawn Vaughn a little more than I would like. I didn't really like the trade, but overall, a really good draft for the Bucks. They get a B here, and then we're on to the Atlanta Falcons. B- for me. I really enjoyed some of their draft, and then there were parts I didn't. I gave the AJ Terrell a C+. Could have been honestly a B-. They couldn't get the trade up to get Chase Young. Apparently, they were trying to do with the Redskins. AJ Terrell wasn't the highest corner on my board when they were drafting, or when their pick was there, but he does a lot of things well. I think he was a very safe option. Marlin Davidson was a very good pick. He's going to be scary next to Grady Jarrett. That's going to be phenomenal. Matt Hennessy, I thought was a very good pick, a very good replacement, eventual replacement for Alex Mack. And then day 3, like my Mikal Walker, guy had a 7th round grade on, so picking the 4th round, that's kind of whatever. Jalen Hawkins, he's my guy. I love Jalen Hawkins, very underrated, but still probably reached for him a little bit. Then they grabbed I think Syracuse cat was a punter, right? Oh man, why am I blanking? I'm so confident he's a punter, but you never know with these. He's a punter. Okay, man, just blinked for a second, but yeah, okay, they got a punter. Overall, I liked a lot. I liked their day 1 and day 2. They probably could have done things better on day 3. So B-, still an above average draft in my opinion. And then the New Orleans Saints, I gave them a. I changed this grade. Nope, I kept it as a C+, a very average draft. I might be willing to give them a B-. I just didn't really like how they maneuvered the draft. There's rumored they wanted to trade up in the 1st round. They weren't able to, but they got Cesar Ruiz, who was kind of a head scratcher for me because they seem set on the offensive line. I thought they would be making more picks for the future, for that would pay dividends in this year or next year. Cesar Ruiz, I guess maybe will pay dividends in like this year, next year, but they got Warfield there. So I don't know. It was a question mark to me. I just didn't get the pick. Zach Bond in the 3rd. I thought that was a very quality pick, and they maneuvered a few draft picks to get up to him. So I was okay with that. And then Adam Troutman, I love Adam Troutman. I thought it was a very good pick, but they literally traded the rest of their draft to get Adam Troutman. That I wasn't okay with. But you know what? I like Adam Troutman going to the Saints. I think he is a very good weapon for Jared Cook, who's on the last year of his deal. So again, indifferent. But then trading back into the draft after they mortgaged all the rest of their draft capital, they trade back in to get Taysom Hill's backup. I guess, I don't know. Tommy Stevens was not on many people's boards, if any. He was a very surprise pick, guy that really only he was transfer from Penn State to Mississippi State. Yeah, that's an F. So I mean, overall, like, I think it was an average draft. I didn't like them trading away all their picks. I didn't like the Tommy Stevens pick, them trading back in. But overall, you know what, Ruiz, Bond, and Troutman, they're good players that should pay dividends in the future. But yeah, that's it for the video. Go ahead, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.